What's the reason for the stop?
It's because you're traveling on the access road. We came past all the ranch easements, so
Right. Yeah.
to me it looks like if you're not going one of
You're not being arrested right now. You're being
How
detained.
we can't fail the ID if we're not under arrest.
We can't fail the ID then.
I don't get it.
How long have you been a police officer?
Hey, are we free to leave?
Friendly, man.
The thing is, if you look suspicious, I
Yeah.
can ask you to leave, and if you don't leave, then we can arrest you. We're allowed to do that.
No, you can. Not on the public sidewalk.
Yeah.
If I was in there, sure, yeah.
Cops are trained to uphold the law, but when evil cops play dumb and act innocent, things take a disturbing turn. Instead of protecting citizens, they manipulate the situation, pretend not to understand, and hope no one questions them. But here's the twist. Their victims aren't as naive as they think. In today's video, we're exposing officers who tried to outsmart the public and failed. Let's get started.
Alright, partner, I would just feel more comfortable if I knew if there was anybody hiding in your trunk, man.
Right,
so
I want to answer questions.
that's fine. I'm gonna call K9 up here. They're just gonna run it. If the dog's 19, then
Rodriguez
that's fine.
versus U.S.
A man was stopped on a public access road near the border area while rookie Border Patrol agents circled around him, trying to learn what a real stop looks like. Even though the driver gave basic info right away, the rookie patrol acted like they were running some secret operation against smugglers. In reality, they were using a generic assumption that anyone driving on that road is trying to avoid the checkpoint, and with that approach, escalation is guaranteed.
You going, Caden?
Yep, Mr. Caden.
Still going, man.
Doing good. How about yourself?
Doing alright.
Alright.
What's the reason for the stop?
It's because you're traveling on the access road. We came past all the ranch easements, so
Right. Yeah.
to me it looks like if you're not going one of the local ranches, then it appears like you're trying to circumvent inspection at the checkpoints. We just have to investigate it. So it's a public road, but like I said,
Right. Yeah.
if you're not going into the local ranches,
Right, I'm not going to the ranches.
that's fine. Hey, can you roll the window down in the back? I can't see through the tent.
No, that's fine.
What's that?
That's fine.
That I can't see through the tent?
Yeah.
The stop was extended once the rookies decided they needed to search the back of the vehicle, as if a whole smuggling network was hiding behind the rear seats. Instead of a normal immigration procedure, the patrol improvised and asked questions that had nothing to do with the original reason for the stop. By doing that, they were already stepping into the territory of prolonged detention. But wait, this was only the beginning.
Yeah, I'm looking to see if anybody else is with you, man.
So what's the reason for the stop?
I just told you.
I'm a U.S. citizen, so what's the reason for the stop?
I already told you what the reason was.
Okay, so...
Because we were over there on the access road watching traffic.
Okay, is
We
this...
observed your vehicle.
Is this over?
I'm sorry?
Is this over?
Where are you from, partner?
Is this over? Did I say I'm a U.S. citizen already?
Yeah, you just did. Yeah.
All right,
Do you have
all right.
Do you have anybody in the trunk or anything in the trunk?
Did I say I'm a U.S. citizen?
Do you have anything in the
Do
trunk?
you see anybody else here?
Do people hide in trunks?
I don't know. Do
they?
people hide in your trunks?
Not mine, but I've seen it plenty of times.
Okay.
So do you have anything in there?
What does that even matter, man?
If you have anything in the trunk, why would it matter?
Yeah. Not even my wife is asking me your...
The rookie patrol demanded extra answers to justify their own detention, even though the stop had already turned into an attempt to find guilt without any factual basis. Instead of concluding that there was no immigration element, these officers started making things up. But soon you'll find out what happens when evil cops play dumb and act innocent.
Your
The
personal questions. I mean, that's... personal. Is your body cam activated?
Yeah, it's activated.
Okay.
Is that okay with you?
If it's not okay.
No, it's activated.
All right.
No, the reason why I'm asking is because people smuggle in trunks all the time, man.
Oh, really?
We find people in trunks.
Oh, you believe I'm a smuggler? Or?
I don't know. That's
Okay.
we have to investigate. That's the reason why I'm here on the stop is because I'm investigating to see what you're doing here on the access.
Are those trainees or what?
I'm sorry.
Are those trainees?
They're border patrol agents.
Trainees?
They're border patrol agents.
Trainees?
They're border patrol agents.
Why can't you answer a simple question?
Because he's a border patrol agent.
Can you advise him that blocking my camera is a constitutional violation?
Blocking your camera? How's he blocking your camera?
With the light.
The The rookie patrol then used improvised light tactics to block the camera, which is a clear obstruction of documenting a public action. I don't know if this officer understood that at the moment, but he was interfering with the man's right to freely record in public, also known as the First Amendment. And as far as I know, didn't he swear at the start of his career that he would protect that very same right?
It's directly at my camera. It's directly at the left.
Hey, do you have anything in the trunk now?
I don't answer questions.
I'm sorry?
I don't answer questions.
All right, just hold on just 1 second for me.
Why am I detained?
The rookie patrol then decided to call a canine unit, even though they didn't have any specific indicators of smuggling. Their only argument was that the road the man was driving on, which, as far as I know, is a legal act. In practice, that's called detainment without material basis. But it was clear these officers were bored since they chose to do this.
Alright, partner, I would just feel more comfortable if I knew if there was anybody hiding in your trunk, man.
Right,
so
I don't answer questions.
that's fine. I'm gonna call a canine up here. They're just gonna run it. If the dog's 19, then
Rodriguez
that's fine.
versus US, you cannot detain me beyond the scope of your
It's within the scope of my duties, man.
of your detainment. Why did you detain me for?
I already explained why I detained you.
All right, that's irrelevant to whatever I have in my
I'm
trunk.
sorry?
That's irrelevant to whatever I have in my trunk.
How is that irrelevant?
Did you pull me over because you suspect I have
So,
somebody in the
listen,
trunk?
I'm a border patrol agent.
I understand.
I'm an immigration official, right?
Right, so
And we're
immigration,
performing
right?
An immigration stop, right?
Did I inform you I'm a U.S. citizen?
You did.
You have reason to believe I'm
do
not?
United States citizens smuggle?
You believe?
Do you think that I've ever caught anybody that's a United States citizen
I'm
that
asking
smuggles?
questions.
Okay, I'll
You
answer.
have
Go ahead.
reason. You have reason to believe I am smuggling. You have reason to
I have
believe I am.
When the rookie patrol realized their trunk theory was slipping through their fingers, they tried to extend the detention with questions that sounded more like a criminal interview than immigration control. But let's be real. They were just mad because this guy knew the law better than they did, and now he was a challenge because he was hard to control.
To believe I am not a U.S. citizen.
I have reason to believe that you are not from one of these local ranches.
I
You
am
were
not.
Okay, that's
I'm not.
fine.
I've never said I've never claimed
So
I am.
if I see someone driving on the access road at this time of night, you're not from one of the local ranches.
Okay.
You're not oil field.
I am not. I never
Okay.
claim I am.
Okay, then to me it looks like you're circumventing inspection at the checkpoint.
I did circumvent the inspection. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm investigating that.
All right.
I've
I
caught-
am a U.S. citizen. You're an
I've caught
immigration
plenty-
officer.
That's right, and I've caught plenty of people before that smuggle people in their
Okay.
trunks.
You have any
So-
facts to believe, or any reason, legitimate reason to believe
I
that
just-
I have somebody in the trunk?
Sir, tell you what. I'm just telling
Rodriguez versus United States. You're detaining me
Okay.
beyond the scope of whatever you claimed initially.
No, I'm not, sir.
You
Listen,
are. You actually are.
I told you I would feel more
You
comfortable.
have a
to know if there's
supervisor?
anybody-
Can,
I do have a supervisor.
can you call your supervisor?
Yeah, that's fine.
You're right.
The rookie cops then tried to start a legal debate with the man who clearly knew the case law better than they did. In police culture, there's a moment when you realize you've brought someone against yourself who actually reads legal rulings, and that's exactly what they did. Under normal circumstances, an officer ends the stop when no basis exists. Here, they decided to double down on the investigation.
You're violating my constitutional rights at this
No, I'm
moment.
not.
You are.
That's fine.
That is my
You know
legal
what?
opinion.
I'm sorry?
That is my legal opinion, and you actually are.
That's your legal opinion?
Yes, sir.
Well, are you a judge?
A judge.
No, you said it's your legal opinion.
It is my legal opinion.
Okay. Well, I'll call a supervisor right now.
All right.
All right.
Are you a rookie?
I'm sorry?
Are you a rookie?
I'm sorry?
Are you a rookie officer?
A rookie?
Yeah.
No, I'm not a rookie, sir.
You're not?
I'm not a rookie.
All right.
Why? What would the relevance of that be anyways?
Your incompetence, your lack of knowledge.
I'm not incompetent, sir, but that's
Can
fine.
you
I'll
call
my
your
supervisor. Yeah.
why you're extending this detainment?
Okay, that's fine.
Why
I'm
is it
gonna call him right
extended?
now.
Why is it extended?
I
Why
just
are you
told you I feel
extending?
more comfortable to know if there's anybody in your trunk right now.
How is that relevant?
because I'm an immigration and
Immigration.
yeah.
Immigration.
And so if
The Rookie Patrol began using statistics from past cases as an argument for detention, even though statistics are never a substitute for concrete indicators. Their assumption was that anyone who uses the access road must be connected to smuggling. I guess that means that we all need to be arrested then, right?
And so if there's anybody hiding in your vehicle,
Immigration.
I need to perform an immigration inspection
Immigration. You
on
believe?
anybody in the vehicle.
You
Whether
see
they're
anybody
visible
else?
right now or they're hidden in your trunk.
You see anybody else?
In your back seat? No. Is there anybody in the trunk?
What was that relevant?
Because people smuggle.
Okay, what if I tell you no?
That's fine. And I told you I'm going to run a canine. And if the canine's 19, he says he doesn't detect any hidden people or narcotics in your trunk, then you'll be free to
Is your
go.
body cam activated?
It is activated.
You have reason to believe there is somebody in my trunk?
I do.
Really? What facts do you have to believe that?
I already told you why I
What
pulled you over,
facts
sir.
do you have?
I already
What
told
facts do
why.
you have to believe
We're
that?
just going in a goofy loop right now, man. and
No,
that's
no.
fine.
I mean, do you have to, in order for you to continue this detainment, you have to have some facts.
Do you want me to call my supervisor?
You're still detaining me,
I am. Do you want me to call? You wanted me to call my supervisor?
and you are
right?
violating
I'm not violating your right.
clear established constitutional.
By extending the detainment, the rookie cops also added the topic of warrant checks, even though the detainment had no criminal component. When an immigration stop turns into a screening for criminal offenses without new suspicion, the police step onto very slippery legal ground. But for some reason, no one here seemed afraid for their qualified immunity. Some officers really have a high opinion of themselves.
Constitutional rights, which is
fine.
Rodriguez versus United States.
Sir, you want me to call my supervisor?
Rodriguez versus United States.
Or not? You want me to call my supervisor or not?
You don't care?
That I call my supervisor?
No, you don't care that you're who's
Why?
that? Your supervisor?
I know I'm not violating your rights, but no, that's probably the canine. You want me to call the supervisor still?
Yes.
Okay, I'll be right back.
The canine unit arrived, did its part, and finished the search with no results. In the legal dynamics of a stop, that's the moment when the detainment has to end. Instead, the Rookie Patrol offered the man freedom with the option of waiting for a supervisor. The man chose to wait for a supervisor, and I'd say that was a mistake, and you'll soon see why.
You're free to go unless you want to wait for the supervisor.
Are you staying here?
I'm sorry?
Are you remaining here?
Am I going to remain here after you leave?
No, when your supervisor gets here.
Yeah, I'll stay here. Okay. You want to wait for a supervisor still? Okay, that's fine. You're free to go though at any time.
And now the man kept waiting for the supervisor, but honestly, I'm starting to doubt these cops even called a supervisor at all. Or maybe they did, and that's why they wanted the man to leave, because they knew they were the ones who messed up. Whatever it was, they should have apologized to this man. Instead, they started trying to justify themselves.
No.
I mean, at this point, you're free to go.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I just needed a supervisor just to, I mean,
Something.
who would you file a complaint with? With the supervisor or
well,
at
you
the...
can go through the supervisor,
at
or
the station?
you can directly go to the station.
Okay.
I mean, you're welcome to do whatever you want.
Is that the south, Border Patrol south?
Right or north.
North, McPherson?
1111 McPherson.
McPherson. Are those trainees?
Sir, I do not know everybody at the station. It's like a lot of us. But
No, I understand.
I wouldn't be able to tell you
Yeah.
who's who, to be honest.
Right.
You're tigre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is he? Yeah.
They messed up.
Yeah.
So what makes you upset, man?
The officer said the route wasn't common, which might be true, but rarity isn't proof. In legal logic, rarity doesn't create suspicion. The rookie patrol, however, turned rarity into the basis for a smuggling theory. That was the moment when it became clear the stop was being maintained thanks to police persistence and not police standards. Plus, who decides what's rare and what isn't?
What makes you upset, man? Honestly. Like, you don't have to answer me.
No, I mean, I understand the detainment. You all enforce immigration laws. I immediately told him I was a U.S. citizen, and he had no reason to believe I'm not. And he never said he suspected I was not. He continued that detainment beyond the scope of what you do, which is immigration. No, I understand.
Were you on the...
Yeah, I was just traveling. Yeah.
I mean,
I work.
The common... it's not very common for people
Yeah.
to go through there, you know what I mean?
No, I
Especially
understand.
when the checkpoint's open.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, I mean, I have get like 2 or 3 years that I don't use the checkpoint.
I mean, it's...
Yeah,
It's just...
yeah, I don't use it. I
Look
don't.
at the time of the day.
Right, yeah.
You get a lot of people smuggling things
I
like
understand.
that.
The man admitted that he'd been avoiding the checkpoint for years, which is completely legal. Police sometimes don't like it when citizens know what's allowed because it breaks the illusion of control. And with the supervisor's final arrival, many of you will say the situation got easier. At least he tried to lower the tension. But think for a second. Would the officers have behaved like this if their supervisor had already made it clear what's allowed and what isn't?
Yeah, I
See,
get
no,
you.
I understand. I mean, they called you here, and
Yeah, it's...
yeah.
Unfortunately, man, like, honestly, even when I go through the checkpoint, even though I work there, I still get checked.
Yeah, no.
And, I mean...
And I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with identifying myself, with getting inspected. Pero, I mean, once you extend the scope of your stop, continue that detainment,
Was he unprofessional?
No, he was not. I mean, just the fact that he waited, he continued the detainment even though he didn't suspect I had anybody, or he didn't suspect I was not a U.S. citizen. He extended that detainment. That becomes unconstitutional. Hey, ¿cómo estás? I met with you already, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that one. No, I mean, you basically know.
I know you from last time. What's going on, sir?
Yeah. I mean, he continued the detainment even though he didn't suspect I was not a U.S. citizen. I had smuggling or anything like that. So
Okay. Well, we know
he continued the
you're trying to get our
detainment beyond.
attention. I'm not gonna let you go. Okay?
I'm not.
Good night. Let's go, guys. Is there anybody in the vehicle?
You have reasonable suspicion?
Yes, under Terry versus Ohio United States Police.
Now the supervisor could have shown he was professional by apologizing to the man for the discomfort he experienced. But of course, that didn't happen here. That's the real sign he was only pretending to be a good cop because the man was recording and he didn't want to look like a clown on camera. Too late. In the end, the only thing left for these officers was to leave in shame. But if you think they were the ones who went too far, just wait until you see our next case. Speaking of those times when evil cops play dumb and act innocent, let's talk about this female officer who stopped 2 men on the street and started giving commands like she was interrupting a robbery and not a simple walk. I guess it bothered her that they were recording her while she was doing her job. Wait, doesn't that mean she wasn't doing something, right?
Huh? Where?
Right here.
Right here? I can't see because of the light.
Okay, what are you doing?
Where you want me to stand?
Right there.
Where?
What are y'all doing?
Right here where I'm at, or I can't see because of the light?
Why do you have that over your face?
Because of COVID. Why? What's up?
You got your ID on you? Let me see your ID.
Why?
Let me see your ID.
For what?
Let me see your ID.
For what? I'm asking for
Because
what?
you're being a suspicious person right now. Let me see your ID. If you don't give me your ID, if you don't give me your ID, you can go to jail.
Jail for what?
Failure to identify.
Okay. Are we
Right.
under arrest?
You're being detained right now.
Okay.
For
Well,
suspicious activity.
3802 says we're only failing to identify if we're already under arrest and we fail to identify at that point. We'll give false information
I have
for
a
a
witness
crime.
who says that y'all been looking in vehicles.
Okay, is that a crime?
Therefore-
That's not a crime, looking in vehicles.
Well, when you
As time went on, the female officer shifted to rhetoric about identification and possible charges for failure to identify, even though Texas law clearly requires a person to be in a state of lawful arrest before that obligation activates. It's interesting how the rules on civil liberties are often the quietest in the mind of the person who's supposed to know them by heart.
Well, when you're being very suspicious about it.
How?
With the flashlight.
You don't know. We could be looking for a dog or a cat. What do you mean?
Inside a vehicle?
Did you see us look in vehicles?
Inside a vehicle.
Did you see us look in the vehicles, ma'am?
A witness did, who I can attach to a report. So you have your ID?
Where's the witness?
She's actually right there.
You talking about the young lady that was hiding in the car and he like lit her up to see what she was doing because he thought she might be burglarizing the car?
You have your ID.
Is that the person you're talking about?
You have your ID, sir.
No,
What is your name?
I don't know.
Okay, well, I will be calling my sergeant. That way we can go ahead and have charges.
Charges for?
Failure to identify.
Call the sergeant.
To a police officer.
Call the sergeant.
3802 says you only have to identify if you've been lawfully arrested. Am I under arrest for something?
You are not being arrested right now. You're
Then
being
how
detained.
we can't fail to ID if we're not under arrest?
You can't fail to ID then.
I don't get it.
How long have you been a police officer?
Hey, are we free to leave?
We stay right there, that's why we parked right there. And he was passing by, and he was in there flashing the lights in the car. And I said, what are you doing? That's her alongside
So you
my
got two
cousin.
people sitting in a car and he lit you up to see what you were
When she claimed there was a witness who saw the men looking at vehicles, the female officer tried to frame it as a criminal act, even though looking through car windows is by itself completely legal behavior. All of this just because someone saw a flashlight in front of a vehicle?
And he was
I'm
looking
not lying.
inside of it.
Yes, you are.
No,
And I
I'm
said-
not.
and I-
You don't know what I'm doing.
Every single car.
Go ahead and...
I didn't light up anything.
Yeah. And I asked him, what are you doing? He said, Shalami Hala is what he said. What does Shalami Hala mean?
I'll go get you information. Okay.
So you don't even know what it means, but you think it's a bad thing?
No, it doesn't matter. Don't
Okay.
lie.
I didn't lie anything. You're the one
Okay,
lying.
look, y'all
Good
been,
gosh.
y'all been going to each car
No.
with
No,
the flashlight.
no, that's
Okay,
not,
what are y'all doing?
Walking down the
We're just
street?
walking.
Okay, why are y'all, where do you live?
Why?
What does it matter? We haven't done anything
I'm
wrong.
asking a question.
Hey,
Chill out.
hey,
Okay,
you need to
Chill
stop
where
out.
do you
screaming.
live?
Hey, you don't need
Where
to
do
raise
you
your voice
live?
like that. Why does it matter where we live?
Where do you live?
Why are you raising your voice like this?
Where do you live?
Why?
Okay.
Call the sergeant.
I am.
Okay. Call the supervisor. You're raising your voice, being very disrespectful. Mark wouldn't appreciate it. Mark would not appreciate
The situation escalated when the female officer began raising her voice and pushing the question of where the men lived. Trying to extract identity and address without legal grounds is often just a straight abuse of the situation. Someone might say that this was an attempt to improvise probable cause on the spot, and you know what? You're probably right. But wait, this is far from over.
How am I being disrespectful?
You're screaming in her face. That's very
When
disrespectful.
did I get inside your face?
Just now.
No, sir.
Your body cam shows
Because-
that.
Because you came to me.
You came to
talking about
us.
How? How am I-
You stopped us.
Okay, a witness just saw you. Several cars.
Several cars?
What they said.
So if we put a light on a car, that's criminal activity, yes or no?
It's suspicious activity.
It's criminal activity,
It's
yes or no?
suspicious activity.
But that's not. Thank you. Call the sergeant. Go live. Do it now. Do it right now. Hey, it's not a good tactical advantage to put your back to us.
Unless you're gonna come in.
Well, I mean, you haven't patted us down. You don't know if we have weapons.
I was driving down here and one of the ladies stopped me and said that
When she talked about how the situation looked suspicious, the female officer demanded to know where the men were coming from, as if walking around the neighborhood was a privilege and not a right. Many officers in moments like this forget that detention isn't used as a test of honesty, but as a temporary restriction of freedom based on articulated suspicion. Here there was no articulation at all, just the desire to boost her ego.
And so he put a flashlight on them to see what they were doing, and that's it.
Can I talk on the phone?
flashed this person in the car, and these
And
people.
killed an ID.
She got in his face screaming and yelling.
You have backup on the way?
So where are you coming from?
That way.
Okay.
Lopez?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Hey,
Where are
Lopez.
y'all coming from?
Where are you coming from?
She then tried to conclude that suspicion existed because people who lived in the neighborhood sometimes break into cars, so it was important to determine whether these men lived there. But everything she said didn't really make much sense. You simply can't restrict someone's freedom when you're not even sure the person is a criminal. Is it really strange to walk at night?
What difference would it make? Seriously, what difference would it make if you knew?
Because, okay, but why are you being so defensive about it? That's not what I'm understanding.
I'm not being defensive.
Yes, sir, you are. You're not giving me no information.
So,
but
not giving you information being defensive?
You have given me not one thing. I've asked you, what are you doing?
And he explained that.
And then where I
Okay.
live, how does that have anything to do with what you're doing?
But how do I know that you don't live in this area? How do I know that you're not here to burglarize any kind of vehicles?
Are you accusing me of that?
Have you? Okay, well, I mean, I could because I have a witness who stated that you were shining lights in front of all these cars.
No, he put a
were
flashlight
shining lights?
into the car where those
Okay,
people were
why?
sitting.
Why?
Because it's suspicious. You talk about suspicious activity.
but
Two people
instead of-
sitting in an unlit
but
car.
if you're suspicious, how come you didn't call it in?
You just pulled up. You just did that. We were walking away, and he's like,
Okay, but
everything
you
seemed
could have
fine.
acknowledged her. How come you didn't acknowledge her?
He
You just
did. He
shined
was
your
standing
light.
there talking to her when you pulled up.
Are we still?
I'm saying, how come you didn't?
The female officer confirmed that the detention was still active even though no specific crime was named, which is usually a nightmare for her supervisors because those exact words later end up under a judge's microscope. Instead of cutting the situation short and sending the men home, she chose to extend the conversation with no purpose. Great. Just keep digging yourself an even deeper hole.
For what
Not right
crime?
now.
Okay, so we can't leave. I don't understand why, but so we're being detained.
There's no crime.
So it's okay for
Unbelievable.
me to go shine my flashlight on your vehicle?
You do it all
You
the
do it
time.
No, I don't.
Sure you do.
No, I don't.
Sure you do.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she fucking does. There's no way she doesn't. But at the same time, man, they're doing the classic auditor don't know what the fuck I'm talking about line of questioning, which is, oh, you have reasonable suspicion? Well, of what crime? They don't have to name a particular crime. They just have to have a reasonable suspicion. Let's break this down, the etymology of it. Reasonable, which means that most people would probably feel this same way. A suspicion, meaning they think something might be wrong. And then it has to be articulable, which means they can actually say what that suspicion is and why they have that suspicion. And then of criminal activity, not of a specific crime, just of any reasonable set of facts that might suggest crime is happening. And that's exactly what she has.
Yeah.
Well, you're not in it, so it's okay for me to go up and down these streets and shine my flashlight on all these vehicles.
You're trying
If
to
there's somebody
cosplay for
sitting
your
in a
camera.
vehicle,
That's-
sure.
No, I'm
You're
being
trying
dead
to-
serious. Like, will I? That's not, I wouldn't.
Walking down a public street, he sees some people sitting in a car. There's no lights on. The engine's running.
Okay.
The back lights keep flashing like somebody's struggling in the car.
Okay.
He puts a flashlight into the car.
Okay.
There's two people sitting in there smoking dope or whatever they're doing down there.
The female officer moved on to explaining the concept of suspicion as if it were a magic word that automatically triggers authority. But suspicion without articulation is the same as an empty threat. The most interesting part was how the auditor stayed perfectly calm while watching her struggle with definitions she didn't understand. And even when she realized that there was no way out, she started blaming the citizens instead. Listen for yourself.
He pulled up. The lady that's in the car pulls up over here, asked him why he shined the light. He
Right.
said he answered her.
Okay.
And that wasn't good
Okay,
enough.
but
She
hold on. You didn't explain that story to me at all.
I've told you this same
No,
story
you
3
did
or 4
not.
different times,
No,
lady.
you did not.
Yes, I did.
No, you did not. Till you
And then
just
you're
started
gonna get in his
recording.
face screaming and yelling
Not
at
till
him?
you just started recording
Oh.
is whenever you said the story.
Okay.
I've asked
It's
you,
on
what
your
are you
dash.
doing
It's
on
on
the
your body
street?
camera. It's on your body
I asked
camera.
you, what were you doing on the street? Walking is exactly what you told me.
That's exactly what I said, and that's exactly what I'll tell you right now. What am I doing? I'm walking down this public
Did you not give this officer more detail? Did you not give this officer warning?
Trying to save face, the female officer stated that the detention happened because someone thought they were looking at vehicles. Thinking isn't a legal standard. It's proof that police often use impressions as a substitute for facts. One of the most important lessons in police training is that it's not about feelings. It's about elements of the offense. I mean, they're called law enforcement, not assumption enforcement, right?
Get the supervisor to review it.
Live in this area, just because I'm curious.
I'm sorry, what was your question?
You gentlemen live in this area.
I'm not going to answer any more questions. She's told me I'm detained. I'm going to do what my lawyer says I should do, and I'm just going to shut up.
Okay, you're not. Okay, listen. You're stopped because someone said that you guys were flashing lights and things. That's the whole reason you're here.
It's not a crime.
It is weird to be doing it at 1 a.m. though.
It's not a crime.
She said we're not free to leave, so.
Yeah, it's not a crime.
We don't.
I'm waiting to hear what crime I'm being accused of.
I'm not accusing you of anything.
She did. She's detained me.
I mean, you're being suspicious.
They already said what crime, too. The crime at issue here is auto theft or burglary. That's what they're being investigated for, and she could have articulated that just fine.
Because I'm walking down a public street with a flashlight instead of being in the dark so that I don't get run over by a car?
But if you're not, so if you're telling me you're not being suspicious, why won't you explain if you live in the neighborhood or not?
Because it's none of your business.
When the auditors pointed out that the law protects them and there was no basis for mandatory identification, the female officer tried to level the situation by asking where they lived. Again, for who knows which time. No, really, now I'm actually curious why she insisted so much on where they lived. Because let's say she found that out. Would it make any difference, considering these people didn't commit a crime?
Well,
never.
You were very aggressive with us. You got in my face 5 inches from me screaming, "Give me your ID." It's failure to identify.
I asked you for your ID several times.
And you said it was failure to identify and you were going to arrest us. That's what you said.
I mean...
Is it? Is that not what you said?
Exactly what I said.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead, cuff me. Let's go.
What am I going to cuff you for right
Failure to
now?
identify.
Failure to identify. That's what you said. You said you're going to arrest me for failure to ID. I am not going to give you my name. I'm not going to give you my date of birth. I'm not going to give you anything. Arrest me. Let's go. There's my wrist. Come on, cuff me up. Let's go. 3802 says you only have to identify in the state of Texas you're lawfully arrested, not detained, not a witness. You should know this.
The auditors then clearly stated they didn't want to talk to anyone anymore, which is completely legitimate because a citizen has the right to remain silent during detention. The female officer tried to keep her position by continuing to ask questions. Of course, it was like she was on a mission to disagree with anything these people did, even if that meant embarrassing herself and her own badge.
How about you?
What?
Are you familiar with Texas 3802?
Yes.
Yeah. What did it say?
Huh?
Did I not just quote it correctly?
Yeah, more or less.
Okay.
Listen, I'm not asking for your identity. I'm asking if you live around here because they have people who walk around here breaking into vehicles. That's the sole reason I'm asking.
Well, you guys should be out here patrolling and catch them.
Again, I'm just asking, do you live around here? That's all I'm asking.
I'm not
asking for your
giving you
address.
guys
I'm not asking. I'm asking.
Right. I tell you where I live, and then you guys will be like riding up and down, get my plate numbers and taking me out, and then like pulling my kids over, playing drugs on them, all kinds of stuff.
That's not gonna happen.
You know, I have a black son. I don't need this. I don't need you guys harassing my son.
I'm just asking, do you live in the area? That's it.
I'm not going to tell you anything. You don't even need to
My
know.
my attorney has told me not to talk to the police, especially when I'm being detained.
So after almost 20 minutes of empty arguing, here's our situation. 2 men who knew the law well enough to defend themselves from tyrannical cops, and a female officer on the other side with her backup partners who were so clueless they couldn't form a single valid argument together. How did these officers even get hired if they're this clueless?
Talk about anything.
And you haven't activated your body camera, have you?
Yeah.
Okay, good deal. I'll make sure.
Okay. So you said it was, which vehicle was it?
She parked there.
Pulled on already? Was that the vehicle that they flashed the light in?
Third vehicle on the left, right down there.
The one that had the lights on a minute ago?
Yeah. Got 2 females in it, 1 white, 1 Hispanic.
Okay. And they were just sitting in the car?
The car was rustling around like they were struggling. The back lights were flashing on and off, so he put the flashlight into the car. Other than that, we're walking down the street. You know, do we have flashlights on? Absolutely. We don't want to get run over. What's the big deal?
Okay.
You know, it's a shame that I have to resort to recording
As time got closer to a point that could be used in an argument about prolonged detention, the auditor stayed calm, which frustrated the female officer. Her response was to try to redefine the situation as some kind of friendly communication. Classic. But she wasn't in a conversation here. She was detaining citizens. That's a huge difference. Did she really think we wouldn't notice?
Your body camera will tell a different story.
Okay.
But of course, Mark Herman's not going to release that. When I go down there and do a public records request, he's going to hide it to protect you, and that's fine. That's that whole blue line gang thing, and I get it, you know. But to act that way is senseless, it's needless, and you are a hazard to other officers. You're a hazard to yourself. You're a hazard to other officers.
Okay.
So,
I mean, if that's how you feel, but
are we 20 minutes in yet?
Let's not forget how you were shining your flashlight.
I didn't shine anything on this people. I didn't do it.
You, your friend, it don't matter who, but the flashlights were being shined in
vehicles. It does matter who. So if he goes and robs the bank, you're going to arrest me for it? It does matter. We have had burglaries in this neighborhood, burglaries of motor vehicle in this neighborhood.
Did somebody say we broke into a car?
Okay.
Well, thank God we're out here shining lights around to make sure no burglars.
When the female officer tried to defend herself by claiming everything was professional, the auditors reminded her that there was a body cam that could show the opposite. In a world where everything is recorded, police can't rely on verbal dominance anymore. And yet, for some reason, they still acted like their cameras didn't exist.
Maybe the neighborhood association needs to get a different contract deputy out here. I don't know, but I don't know what your deal is. That whole aggressive thing is just...
I was never being aggressive.
Oh, okay. Your body cam will tell a different story.
Because I asked for an ID, I asked what y'all were doing here. You didn't start the way you're speaking now is when you started recording as well.
Of course.
Okay, so let's not forget how you were being before. I'm not. My hand's nowhere near my
I'm just
weapon,
saying, I don't want to get. I've got a black mask on. You may think I'm a black man.
I
don't
have a
want to
black
get
mask
shot
as well.
I'm saying I don't want to get shot. I would never get in your face the way you got in his face. It's unsafe. It is unsafe. It's unprofessional. I would never do that. And if I did that to you, what would happen to me?
Okay.
You were literally within 12 inches of him.
I was not, but okay.
Okay.
That's fine.
Your body cam will...
Okay. At this point in the illegal detention, another picture of incompetence appeared. The female officer didn't log the detention time or notify dispatch about the detention. That's a basic procedural requirement. Her failure meant none of her supervisors knew she had detained citizens. I love this tactic where cops pretend to be innocent and dumb, yet they know exactly what they're doing.
Did you call for a supervisor? Were we waiting for a supervisor?
Are you going to let us go? We're still being detained. She just asked him, are you going to let...
Okay, do you want one? I can get you one.
I thought she called. She said that.
I said my partner.
No. You said you were calling. I asked.
No, she called me.
But she asked supervisor.
Okay.
They'll review the footage back at the station and see what you did. So you might as well arrest us, to cover up the complaint. Might as well arrest us to cover the complaint, Lopez. And civil liability.
Asking to be arrested, too, is just fucking stupid. Imagine how that's going to look to a jury.
Hey, and let dispatch know we're detained, because you didn't do that earlier.
There goes your witness.
In the end, when the female officer finally let the auditors go, the lasting impression was that the most dangerous part of the night was her lack of knowledge. So next time you meet the police, don't forget to record the interaction, just in case. You never know how many clueless officers you're going to run into. And that brings us to our last case for today, where a tourist definitely ran into the bad ones. A tourist was standing on a public sidewalk filming the Parliament building, the lights, and the gate, exactly what any normal tourist would do in a city like this. As soon as he turned on the camera, the PPS officers came out and acted like this was some secret base. In their version, filming a gate looked like preparation for an invasion. But I don't know about you, the only invasion I saw here was an invasion of ego.
Hey man! Hi, how are you?
Good, what's up?
How are you doing?
I'm doing great today. How you guys doing?
Hey?
I'm doing great. How you guys doing?
Filming? Because you look like you're filming our security system, man.
Just everything I can see, man. Just filming.
You're suspicious with all doing this.
I'm just out here having a great night. That's all.
Yeah? Yeah? Can you do it somewhere else?
Why? This is not public sidewalk?
It is, but you can't be just like that, filming everything.
Why? Is that illegal?
Yeah, you're at the Parliament of Canada. Well, if you film the security system, it's a concern. But if you like just pass by and do like tourist thing,
Okay.
and you're allowed to go on the hill and film all the parliament if you want to.
Yeah, so he said it was illegal, so what crime would that be? Do you know?
Suspicious. Yeah.
That's not a crime.
Well, we can. And what's your name? Hey?
Oh, you don't seem.
At that moment, the PPS officers played the oldest card in the security game, the card called Suspicion. Suspicion is convenient because it doesn't require anything except imagination. And imagination combined with a uniform often turns into an attempt at authority without legal basis. Instead of a simple approach, they immediately started with pressure and questions.
Oh, you don't seem very friendly, man.
The thing is, if you look suspicious, I
Yeah.
can ask you to leave, and if you don't leave, then we can arrest you. We're allowed to do that.
No, you can't. Not on the public sidewalk.
Yeah.
If I was in there, sure, yeah.
But you're on the public sidewalk, but you're filming our stuff. So that
Yeah, everything I can see, yeah.
That's our jurisdiction.
No, I was on the sidewalk, man.
We're just asking you to
So
go
are
do
you
it somewhere else.
Are you open like to collaborate a little bit, or
Pardon me?
are you open to collaborate a little bit, or we are losing?
Am
our
I
time?
open to collaborate?
Yeah.
Well, what about my Section 2B Charter of Rights?
No. Don't.
What do you mean we're not doing that?
Why are you?
You're telling me
Are
if
you
I
looking
stay
for-
here on the
are you
public
looking for
sidewalk, you
something
can arrest
particular?
me.
No. Are you?
Yeah,
looking
you
for
just said
something
that.
in particular?
You said what I'm doing is illegal.
We're just asking you to go somewhere else, man.
I'm respectfully declining, sir.
filming?
I
What are you
respectfully decline.
What are you looking for? What are
I'm
you
just
filming?
having a great night, just out here filming, man. Out here recording.
Go do it somewhere else. That's what we're asking you.
I respectfully
What's your
decline. I don't want to give my name at this
Why
point.
not?
Am I being detained or something?
No, I'm just asking your name.
Okay.
My name's Guillaume. What's your name?
Nice to meet you.
Good, me too.
Come with a better attitude next time. Don't threaten me. Maybe I will give you my
I'm not
name.
threatening you. I was asking you what you were doing.
I'm just having a good night, man. I'm
Yeah?
a tourist.
That's your type of a good night?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your type of good night?
Depends.
Everybody's
As
different.
the minutes passed, the story slowly slid toward the classic false assumption that the public must obey private rules the officer invents on the spot. PPS claimed the tourist had to move because he looked suspicious. Who's going to tell these officers that the law doesn't work that way?
Everybody's different, right?
No, but when someone's asking me to go somewhere else, I'll do it.
Well, if they have
Especially
any,
if it's police,
if they have any authority,
security.
yeah, sure. If you don't have any
It looks like
authority
you're
right
looking
here.
for something, man. You're looking for, I don't know what you're doing.
All you have to do is just go back to work and leave me alone.
No. There's things going on here, and we're asking you to go somewhere else.
You say I'm looking for something. What am I looking for?
That's what I'm asking. You're filming everything. Why are you
I
filming
think the
everything?
building's cool. I think this gate
Look,
here is
man,
pretty
it's
cool.
the Parliament of Canada. It's not like a game. We're
Yeah, I'm
playing
not on the
anything.
property.
I'm asking you to go somewhere else. That's
I
all.
respectfully decline. What was your name again?
Guillaume.
What? Sorry?
Guillaume. That's
Guillaume?
my name.
Guillaume?
Yeah.
I said that right?
Yeah. What's your name?
Okay, Guillaume. I respectfully decline.
Yeah. Can you respectfully tell me your name?
No,
What's your
not at
name?
this time. Unless I'm being detained, then I'll give you my name.
No, there's no
Yeah.
detain. I'm asking you.
Okay.
What's your name? Hey?
That's a cool tattoo, man.
Thanks.
Je l'ai pogné en photo.
I like yours in the neck too.
Thanks. It's my daughter's name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we'll just take care with you, man.
Okay.
You'll
Seem
just
to
what?
like our company, so we'll stick with you.
That's
No
fine.
worries.
You guys
There you go.
can do whatever you want to do.
Good.
Yeah.
There you go. That's perfect, man.
Just want
Everyone's
to make
having
sure
fun.
that too much.
If you watch closely, at that moment, PPS shifted from a security check into a social pressure phase. They started acting like the tourist was guilty because he didn't agree to obey their wishes. It's interesting how officers often expect obedience, while in reality, they shouldn't have even approached this man in the first place.
Too much filming, security.
I'm filming it right now in the background.
Perfect.
Yeah. You guys trying to intimidate me or something?
No. We're just
protecting our
Yeah,
gates.
we're
Here's what's going on. You guys came out here, asked me to leave. I said no. Then you said you're gonna arrest me.
Oh, I never said that.
Yeah, you did.
Look-
That's why I
look
record
hard.
everything.
Look back at your
Yeah,
film.
yeah,
never
I
said
will.
that.
I will.
Don't worry.
You said you will arrest me.
You look smart, man. You look smart.
Okay. But now you're not gonna arrest me. Now you're not threatening me with arrest. Now you just want to hang out.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I can be here then.
Not
It's
doing
just-
that stuff.
It's just considered suspicious behavior. That's all.
I have no nefarious intentions. I have no ill will. I'm just here recording. I'm a
Why are you
tourist.
filming? That's
You're,
what we're
you're
asking
saying
you.
that we have to take your word, right? That's what you're saying. We
Oh,
have
you-
to believe you.
right?
You could watch me from wherever you want.
That's
I
what
just
we're
think
doing.
it's pretty unprofessional just standing here.
No, we're just watching you. It's like it's really rare that someone is at Parliament filming the security of Parliament. That never happens. So it's considered suspicious.
I've been here before. I've done it. When I came here, there's like 5 people right here recording over there.
Okay,
So
where are they now?
Where are they? So you got a.
I guess they
you
left.
got a tattoo of your daughter. Right?
Then came the moral gymnastics, the moment when officers used personal life examples instead of actual law. In this case, it was the example of a home camera and private property, as if a public parliament had the same rules as someone's front porch. But seriously, you don't need a high IQ to know the difference between private and public.
You love your daughter, right? For sure you love your daughter, right?
Of course.
So if someone doing the same thing as you and film him to your door, you think that would be suspicious or not?
Well, that's
your
different.
house.
That's different.
Why? Okay, why not? Why is it
Because
fine?
that's filming somebody's house.
You got
I'm
it
not
locked?
filming somebody's house.
Your door is locked, you got a security system, and he's filming all that.
Do you know what?
Is this
That's
suspicious?
actually there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing illegal with that.
For sure you're gonna think
Yeah.
suspicious, and that's what we think too. So we're just gonna make sure everything's all right here.
And you know what? You think I'm suspicious? You come and ask questions. That's no problem. I got no
Good.
problem
Okay,
answering
that's
certain
it.
questions.
So now
It's
we
when
are,
you guys first approach me, you
we
come
are on
out
the same
very
page
rude.
now. We are on
Now
the
you
same
guys
page
come
now.
out here
We
very
approach you
rude.
asking you why you're filming.
You come out, show me respect. I show you respect.
And
That's
I
not what you
explain
guys did.
That
That's
is-
not what you guys did.
It's suspicious because you're filming all the security gates, all the system.
I filmed everything.
Okay?
No,
The
you
whole
don't film
place.
everything. You film the same thing since you're here. Since we're
I
here.
came from over there. I filmed everything.
Well, go back over there. Why not?
For sure, you're not, because
You know?
you're not allowed to go
Why
over there.
don't you
Why-
film
why
over
do you want
there?
me to leave
It's
so
beautiful.
bad?
Look at all the lights over there.
Look, if I
You're
stay
filming
here,
the right-
Yeah, stay
almost
there.
the same
if I
thing.
stay here, you're not gonna arrest me, correct?
No.
Correct.
Nope.
Well, you said that this was your property earlier and that you could arrest me. You said it's your area.
I could.
Yeah, don't worry, man. I
But now you guys switched up. See, you come out.
They started standing around him, tracking where he moved, playing with tactical presence as if presence could replace legal basis. If a system works by presenting force instead of law, then we're not dealing with security anymore, we're dealing with control. Honestly, who would have thought a tourist camera could reveal training weaknesses faster than any official report?
See, you come out here telling me this, telling me that, but it's really not the case.
Okay.
So next time somebody comes and starts filming the security gate, come out with a little bit more professionalism, brother. That's
Yeah,
all.
I am. I'm not worried about
You
that.
come a little bit more respect and I give you more respect, but you guys didn't show me that. You guys didn't show me respect at all.
Are you? Are you doing it? Are you showing respect?
That's your point of view, man.
You're filming everything. Is that respect,
You
man?
know, yeah, it is respectful.
It is.
We're in Canada, not
So
North
if I film
Korea.
You all the time.
You guys, he took my picture
No worries,
already.
respect,
He
man.
took my picture already. What are you talking about?
It's respect.
You
Filming
guys have
everything,
already,
yeah,
you guys have
always.
already recorded me. What are you talking about?
I'm recording you.
You already have multiple times.
Oh, really? When?
That's not a crime.
Well, we can.
So is that not? You just said it's not respectful.
No, exactly.
Well,
It's not.
Buddy, why don't you just come out with a little bit more respect next time this happens, and you might get some more
We'll do
answers
it
out
if
of
you
me.
do the same thing, man.
Okay.
Just go somewhere else.
Maybe I'll be
Don't
back
worry,
tomorrow,
next time
too.
We'll respect you. Don't worry. And we did respect you. We're asking you why you're filming.
No, you threatened me with arrest.
There's no threat, man.
Even though you have you
explanation.
you have no
Everyone
arresting
knows
powers
what
on the
threat
public
is,
sidewalk.
and
You
there's
guys
no
are
threat
not
there.
police officers.
Okay, and what's your
You
point?
have no
We're asking
authority
you to go
right
somewhere
here.
Else. We got a job to do. Just go somewhere
I
else.
respectfully decline.
Okay, stop with the respectfully. There's no respect here from yourself.
No?
No.
Okay. Have a nice
If
day.
you respectfully, you just go.
You
Sorry,
sh-
guys.
you
Yeah,
should
no
just
worries,
get back
I'll
to
go.
work.
I got something else to do.
At that point, PPS changed tactics. The plan was no longer to remove him, but to follow him. That's a well-known security game, intimidation without effort. The goal is to make the person tired of being watched so he leaves on his own. That might work on teenagers in a mall, but it doesn't work on people who know Section 2B of the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms.
Something else to do. Just go do something else. That's
You
what
should
we're
just get
asking
back
you.
to work, sir. You're
Hey.
supposed to de-escalate situations like this, right?
Well,
You're not doing a very good
I
job,
can see
man.
that there's nothing else to do.
There's
with you,
nothing
man.
to de-escalate. This
Yeah,
situation
you don't
is-
want to agree with what I'm asking you. Just go somewhere else. That's it.
No.
I can go with you. I can have a walk. We can chat. I don't mind. Just don't do that. That's it.
I want to stay here. I'm going to do it. I'm doing it right now.
There's no respect. You're not filming anything, buddy. No. I don't mind being in your camera. I don't mind.
Yeah, because we're in Canada, not North Korea.
Yeah,
We have the
okay.
freedom of the press.
Okay, you're
Right?
that type of person. Okay, yeah. Of course, of
Because
course.
I mentioned
You're
the
one of
Canadian
the good
Constitution, I'm one of those people,
You're one
eh?
of the good people.
And what does that mean? I'm somebody who knows my rights. Is that what you mean?
That's just I'm asking you politely to go somewhere else. You don't have to stay here and film security stuff.
But I want to.
Yeah, why? That's what I'm asking you. Why are you filming?
Because
What's
I'm
your
free to
point
do
of
it.
doing
There's
that?
nothing wrong with it. That's my point. There's nothing wrong with it, and you should just go back to work and leave me alone. You not understand that? Soon enough, somebody's gonna tell you guys to come and move along. Like this gentleman here. It looks like your sergeant. He's gonna tell you guys to move along eventually. I'm not leaving until.
And then the journalism argument appeared. PPS claimed that CBC could film because they had permission, while an independent journalist didn't fall into that category. And that's where you see the core problem. The state loves media it can invite to briefings and that work in its favor, while independent journalists become an inconvenience for whatever reason.
I'm not leaving until you guys
I'll
leave.
stay here with you. You're my best friend tonight. I'll be
Great.
with you. Don't worry.
Okay.
I'm here till tomorrow morning, so no worries.
I got a battery pack too. My shit's fully charged.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Then we're up for a good night.
I guess so.
There you go.
The difference is that the taxpayers are paying you guys to stand here with me.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Seems like a waste of resources to me. You should be like patrolling the area.
Oh, sorry. Good night.
You guys are obstructing the sidewalk as well. So let me ask you something. If CBC was here, what if I worked for CBC? Would I be allowed to do this?
PPS then tried to switch to an emotional story about how they treat tourists, as if this wasn't filming a state institution, but someone's private garden. In those moments, you could see how the officers shifted the discussion from rights to feelings. But if this annoyed you, get ready for the next frames.
Would I be allowed to do this? Would you bother me?
They have permit to be there.
Oh, so they have a permit. Okay. So independent journalists gets bothered by you guys, but CBC, CTV.
Any journalists that were asked to go somewhere else, they'll go somewhere else. Don't worry.
Not when they're in the public area.
Okay.
Yeah. So, all right. Thanks for answering that. So if I was CBC, you would completely just leave me alone.
I answered that.
Yeah, but since I'm independent, you're going to bother me. Yeah, you said they can because they have a permit. It's a fundamental freedom. You don't need a permit, brother. Section 2B of the Canadian Charter of Rights is our fundamental freedoms.
There you go.
What's with that flag, man? That's not a Canadian flag.
Okay.
Usually the Canadian flag's like what? Red and white, right? I'm pretty sure. What's that supposed to be, like a blue line one or something? It looks like a gang flag to me. I understand French as well, so don't think you're slick.
Oh,
You think you're slick.
I'm not even talking about you, man.
Oh, that's funny, man.
Then the PPS officers switched into defensive denial. First, they claimed they could arrest him. Then they said they'd never said that. And then they claimed they were just asking. It's the same old revision tactic we've seen many times, where a threat gets rewritten into a misunderstanding. But just because these evil cops play dumb and act innocent doesn't mean we don't see what they're doing, right?
This is a nice picture right here, the background with the Parliament in the back and these two officers right here. This might be my thumbnail. I'll probably just add that other guy who told me I was gonna have a problem, stick him right here.
Yeah, so we're not the first one to tell you that, eh? And you seem to cooperate.
Well, if you had any authority, I'll listen to you. Under threat of arrest, I listen.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. But you can't arrest me here. I'm not on your property. I'm on the public sidewalk. Doing a little story about the Parliament area here. Is this what you guys do to every tourist that comes by here and takes video here?
No, no.
The tourist then nicely demonstrated a key point. Authority always loves an obedient citizen. When obedience disappears, authority instinctively switches to intimidation or denial. Here we also get a third phase, the phase of following and pretending to be friendly. Still, the fact that they're now trying to talk nicely doesn't erase the ignorance they've already showed.
No, no.
No, just me?
Yeah, exactly, just you. You're
Cool.
special
Cool.
for us.
That's strange. You guys are weird, man. Crazy how when you first came out here you were threatening me with arrest, but now you just want to hang out. That's weird, man. I don't know why you would say that to me. This is our area. We can arrest you if we want, is what you said. Pretty sure word for word.
Look at it again.
I got a body camera as well.
There you go.
Everything's being recorded. Anyone who talks to me gets recorded. Well, it's crazy how you denied that you were going to arrest me. You say you're going to arrest me and then you deny that you said it. That's why I think maybe you guys should have body cameras as well. I don't think Ottawa police do, but you know, maybe you guys should. A little bit of transparency, accountability, don't hurt nobody, eh?
Minutes later, PPS switched to joking. When they run out of arguments, officers often try to water down the seriousness to soften their own mistake. Still, they'll learn the hard way that pathetic attempts like this don't work on this man. So next time, they might think twice before approaching someone for no reason.
And while we walk, when someone asks anybody,
Why would you say that anyway, guys? Why would you tell me that you're gonna arrest me? That wasn't very nice, man. When you know damn well you can't arrest me here. You could call the Ottawa police. They would come and tell you guys that I'm perfectly fine here and to leave me alone. So I really don't know why you would say you're gonna arrest me, man. It's really not that friendly, brother. You gave me your name and everything, man. You're seeming like you're cool.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, P1316. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come back down to earth, man. You don't have that much authority. You're not that guy, man. Come on.
The officers realized they weren't scaring anyone, they had no authority, and the camera was catching them trying to control a citizen who simply knew his rights. It's fascinating because in a country that prides itself on freedom, the biggest panic happens when that freedom is actually used in practice. Isn't that strange?
You guys are not that guy, man. P1170. Come on. You're not that guy. Just relax. Stand down. Don't threaten people with arrest like that when you know you can't. You shouldn't say that. You guys went quiet now. I thought we were gonna hang out and have a good time.
Buddy. Your last cause, and we know that, so we don't lose our time.
Come on, P1316. Come on, man. Why would you tell me you're gonna arrest me, bro? It's not very nice. Not very professional of you, dude. It's also pretty rude that you try and speak French. When you speak to each other, you speak French.
Why can't we? Freedom?
What?
That's what it is?
Why are you trying to like hide from me? You trying to hide what you're saying?
Oh no, don't worry.
What time's your shift over?
Sometime.
Sometime?
Sometime.
Cool. I'm at work right now too, and my shift ends when I say it does, so I'm just gonna hang out. I might actually go across the street and film the building some more. You guys want to go for a walk?
Sure. Just go.
Let's go.
There was no more talk about arrest, no talk about removal, no talk about a security threat. But if you think that meant this case was over, well, you'd be wrong. Because the officers kept following this tourist, all just to avoid admitting they were wrong.
Let's go. Come on.
Let's go, buddy. All right.
Come here, boy. Come here, boy. Come here, boy. Come on. Good, 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 good. Come on. Come here, boy.
Oh, keep going, buddy.
Come here, boy. Come on. Go back this way. Come on.
Mikey. Théo, je vais t'attendre ici. Je vais t'attendre ça. Oh, c'est moi qui ai clé.
Take care, man.
Don't worry, I'm coming back.
Oh, he's gonna get the car. You guys either stay warm, eh? So one's gonna stay in the car, one's gonna stay with me. That's cool, that's cool. I'm not that cold, so I'm good. Let's go for a walk this way, yeah? Let's go.
Sure. Where are you from?
Well, you wanna start on a fresh foot now?
I don't know. Where are you from?
You wanna start on a new page?
At the very end, PPS tried the final line of defense, the line where the officer refused to identify himself and switched to rhetorical questions instead of answers. And when officers refuse to give us their information, we'll take that as a sign that they knew how badly they messed up. If you're sitting there thinking, wow, it can't possibly get worse than this, I hate to break it to you. It absolutely can. And in the next video, we're showing you exactly how. Drop a comment if you're ready for more jaw-dropping cases because, trust me, we've only scratched the surface. I'll see you in the next one.